What's up, y'all? You are tuned into another episode of Uncorked Conversations with your girl, Sunny, where we have real, raw, transparent conversations. And of course, we have it over wine. We laugh, we cry, we talk about all the things of life in between. But most importantly, we figure out where we're going next and how we're going to get there together. Make sure you tune into all 4 episodes on YouTube and go stream all the audio now playing on all major streaming platforms. You're not going to want to miss this conversation. I'm telling you. Welcome back to another episode of Uncorked Conversations with Sunny. The behind the scenes just be a lot, y'all. It be a lot. You got to really just be in the room, know how to read the room, and just fall in place. But we are back for another episode, and I'm super excited. Today we got a little mimosa, a little Bellini, and then we have Dom.
Dom in the Bellini.
Dom and the Bellini. We have the fashionable, educated, say what he gonna say, show up and show out, do all the things, walk the talk.
Try my best to
do it.
But I'm here with you.
We here.
Mogul. What's up?
Let me stop doing that.
Self-sabotage.
And we're not doing that.
Syndrome.
And we're not doing that.
We're not doing that in 2024.
We're not doing that at all.
Moving forward.
We're not doing that. But we are here in the studio with Dom, and I'm excited to have you here. Ain't no telling what we're going to talk about. Because he a Gemini, y'all. We actually got 2 Geminis behind the camera. You can't see. There's another Gemini, and they 2 males. So y'all pray for me. I dated a Gemini. Actually, we didn't date. We just had like a little
situationship. That's what
we're not gonna call it that. I'm not associating myself with that. We had arranged plans.
Entanglement, Jada Smith.
Arranged plans.
Okay.
Because I like to plan and strategize my day out. We had plans. Like how's your Friday at 6? It worked how I thought it would work because I went into it knowing that when I call you and I say, how's your Friday after 3, that's my only availability. So it worked how I thought it would work.
See, with a Gemini, you can't put us in that one little box, though.
But guess
Give
what?
me options, 3 or 5.
See, the thing is, he started out leading with that energy. First of all, he led like, oh, I'm into you. You ain't got a lot to kick it with me. You never have.
Save the good morning text messages.
Please. And don't tell me you just survive. We can't do nothing in life on vibes, but have a good time.
Vibes can't pay my bills.
Can't.
Vibes gonna have me.
So once I understood, oh, you're playing the Gemini game. I had never dated or, dealt with a Gemini. Never. They're not really my thing. They're better for friends as me. I'm a Capricorn. So, for us, it's
January?
like December. Very much December.
Okay.
For
what
us,
day?
27th.
Okay.
So for us, it was, for me, it's like, you're giving a little unstable emotionally. Your movement and your actions.
I don't think I came on this podcast to be bullied.
We're not talking about you, though.
Oh, okay. You keep it.
You're going to give us a little game, so you're going to help me understand what happened in this dynamic.
Okay.
But he was given, I don't know what I want because I don't know who I am. But I know that I need my presence to feel real big in a room because I strive off of, exterior validation. For me, that don't work because I'm not a little girl. I'm a big woman, big mama. For real. For real. I'm big mama. So it didn't work. It was fun. We're still, good friends, good colleagues, whatever. Would I spin the block? I'm single.
On your turn.
If I need to tune up in 7 months, maybe. However, no.
Change.
No.
So I'm typically not like other Geminis.
Okay, that's good to know.
And that's no shade to other Geminis because I feel like we still have the same great dynamic.
Right.
But I
think Geminis know that they are the problem sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People say, Dominique, why you single? I say, niggas ain't shit, and sometimes I'm that ain't shit nigga. I gotta hold everybody accountable.
It's something about walking in your truth.
I have to hold everybody accountable.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't be me.
Right.
But sometimes it's definitely
And
me.
then there's situations where it could have been me.
It could have been me.
But I'm focused on something right now, so I can't even do what I would normally do.
I feel like people think that that's a cop-out when you say, you know what, it's not you, it's literally me. Yeah. That's not a cop-out. Like, I got a lot going on, and you want me to... For one thing, for a Gemini, we don't want to be caged.
Right.
Give me my freedom.
So I got to pause you right there. Okay, because my question to that said Gemini was, Are you spontaneous or are you inconsistent?
We're a mixture of both. We're a mixture of both.
I don't got time for
when
that.
I want it to be spontaneous.
Go to the park and play.
Let's clarify what it is. It is whatever it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if that's a date, if that's the bedroom, if that's a trip, I want it to be spontaneous. But the spontaneous acts may not be consistent from said Gemini.
Well, yeah, you're just a different breed of Gemini, because it was given very much inconsistent, but because I'm known to be spontaneous, let me use that to my advantage. Go play at the park.
But you had a good time, though.
Yeah, I'm going to always have
Great
a good time. No matter who, what, where the circumstance, I'm going to have a good time. But when it's no longer a good time for me, it's over with.
Yeah, Geminis, we don't really.
We're going to pray for the Geminis in y'all lives, okay? We love them, but we're going to pray for them. Pray for the cameraman. He's a Gemini.
We're loyal. And your cameraman is loyal to you.
He is.
He here right now. We loyal.
Is.
Y'all always, I feel like
you got to be emotionally mature as a Gemini to be able to say, I am set apart from the others.
Not all the time, but
okay.
Yes, I thank you for that compliment.
Okay.
But yes, not it's a journey. It's not, I woke up today, I am emotionally intelligent.
Right.
I can go forth with life. I know exactly who I am. Because sometimes we fall. We fall down Donnie McCurry.
Right, and then we get back up.
We got to.
Geminis are also spicy. Very spicy.
I got a mouth for this.
Mouth. Very spicy. And that's how we
met. I want to
met.
professionally eat you up, though.
Right.
Like, I don't want to.
I'm going to get my facts together. And I think that's why we bump heads.
Who bumping heads?
No, not. Come on, put your.
Oh, you and said
buckle
Gemini.
down. I'm saying in general, Capricorns and Geminis tend to butt heads, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's just a matter of learning the dynamics of each other. But because Geminis have that mouth and Capricorn are also like bullheaded. Mm-hmm. So it's like, well, who you talking to? No, who you talking to?
I have a nephew that's a Capricorn. He's just like his dad. His dad is a Leo, though.
Oh, Jesus. It's a lot.
It took a lot for me in this nephew.
To get up.
This nephew would be, like, they would come to the house, to the crib during the summer. All my other nieces and nephews would be watching a movie. I don't want to watch this.
Don't.
This is dumb. This is crazy. Y'all want to watch
There's no logic in it.
Go into the room, play your PS. Like,
I was in there. Y'all told me to come out.
We bump heads. But when I tell you, the sweetest little boy ever. But for a long time, we bumped heads. Capricorn.
Really, he was saying I don't feel included. Nobody got my intake on this movie. Did y'all make this said decision without me, but y'all forced me to come out of my room? Because had I would have been able to give an opinion about what I felt like watching in this moment, I would be sitting there with snacks.
But what happens with majority rules? Like I'm
okay with majority ruling. Did you get my input? Did you get my input?
Yeah, I asked you, but you was the only one that was against it. Everybody else wanted to watch it, so
let me go back in my room. I don't feel left out if y'all watch it without me, but right now that's not what my interests are. And I respect and support y'all watching the movie. I actually will go in there and make y'all some snacks. I feel more fulfilled by making y'all snacks, making sure y'all comfortable, setting the air temperature right, getting y'all a blanket. You need a beer? Let me make you a drink. But I have no interest in watching this particular movie. I'd rather go in my room and chill and read a book or, go sit in the sun and bask in it or something. I don't want to do this with my time.
That is definitely my nephew.
Yeah, that's me.
Shout out to the
in certain relationship, you compromise. Like, let's say if it was romantic, okay, he want to watch this. I have no interest, but I have interest in what he enjoys. Let me watch the movie.
So, in return, how do you feel fulfilled in that moment?
By allowing him to enjoy something, knowing that him not only watching the movie, but watching it with me makes him happy.
So, in relationships, how do you want a man to show up for you?
Ooh, consider me.
Okay.
In all the ways. The smallest ways is not too small. Consider me. If you driving, I have a little anxiety in the car. You don't got to get up on their tailbone just because you feel like I need... Chill.
So would that be acts of service?
All of it. Consider me.
All, the whole spectrum.
Consider me. You asked me to watch a movie. You know it ain't my thing, but it's yours, and you know I'm willing to do it. I know my girl like her blanket, and I know my girl like socks. Had it on the couch. Had it on the couch.
Is that expressed?
Yes, I am very open and forthcoming with my needs.
We can't have.
No, you don't need to read my mind.
Okay.
You may have to tell me, I heard you. I got it.
Because you don't say it too much. Where my socks at? Can I borrow some socks? Where the socks at? Why the socks
and he may be, can you give me a minute? I can.
Yeah.
I can.
So you want the socks and the blanket immediately when you walk through the door?
Not immediately. Because I have learned, which I had to grow and learn, y'all, when you make requests or make, the things that you need known, also allow time. But the space is knowing how much time is too much time. And I'm not just talking about the socks. I'm talking about in general. If I express that this is, what I value and, how I would like for you to show up for me, let me give you time. Baby, I like flowers. Well, I told you yesterday I didn't like flowers. You didn't get them. Wait a minute. Hold up. Allow him time to put the actions into act. So I've had to learn that over time. But you get to a point to where you gotta speak up. Ain't nobody reading minds. We busy. It's 10 million things on my mind right now. And I gotta stay focused on this.
If I'm giving time to something other than my job or my hustle, you
make it worthwhile.
That's big. When you say consider me, I need you to consider, like, I'm taking time out of, I could literally be in the bed, sleep, listen, feet rubbing together, okay? So I'm coming out of my way to do this whole dating thing,
Yes.
The little pool is a little ghetto, but
Speak
I'm
poet.
doing it. I'm doing it.
Right.
You have to consider the effort that I'm putting forth.
Because I'm going to consider yours. I may overly consider yours, which is a me thing, but I'm going to consider it. If you have children, if you have a job, if you have anything that I know that you are called to be occupied in, and you set time out to spend it with me, I need to give you my full attention.
So are you the type of woman, let's put our phones away, all of that?
Absolutely. I understand we have businesses. I understand we have things that call us. So for me, if you need to pick up your phone or if you need to step away and take a call or, hey, babe, let me respond to this right quick, do that, because I don't expect in every instance that life comes to a halt. But there are some moments, especially if we've been busy, we've been traveling, we haven't had that intimate time. Go on, finish that, because when you're done.
No more. That phone is done for today.
Done. Mine too. Put them over there. Because it takes time. We have to intentionally say, okay, I'm doing this with all of me. And I'm the type of person to where if that's not what we're doing, express that so I can understand. Don't have me thinking I need to give 100 and you've only decided to give 30. Don't, because now you're wasting my time. That's the worst thing somebody could do, is waste my time.
But I think that's when discernment comes in.
Right.
You got to know, dude ain't maybe feeling that right now.
You got to know when to give grace, and you got to know when grace ain't in the room.
Sometimes we give too much grace to people that don't really.
We do. Relationships, friendships, business, all the ships. We do.
The ship's about to sail.
Know when to give grace and know when to pack it up.
Know when grace has already been given. Yeah. And it's time to choose you. Because that's the hard thing, is when you are such a loving person and you are a pillar in your family, you're a pillar in your friendships. Yeah. It's hard to not show grace. It's like, man, you did some.
Know when people are taking grace for granted. Because the thing about me, you might go to jail. They taking me to the psych ward. I gotta go. And when I start doing the math on if I got to get picked up, go sit down for the weekend, how much I'm going to miss out. I'm not going to be able to respond to that email. I got events to show up. I got things to do. I don't have time.
Can I add in all that you just said? If I got to tell my mama that I crashed out about a significant other.
Listen.
And my mama got to go to my bank account and get me out.
First of all, I got to now expose my bank account to my mama.
I now got to tell my mama my business.
All
Why
of
you crashed out on this?
My grandma watched the news faithfully. If she got a flash by and see me,
mugshot to to the side. That's my baby.
Y'all not doing that to my grandma. Y'all not doing that to my grandma.
So we choose
yeah.
to give grace, but when grace is no more sufficient.
Yeah.
Someone asked me a question a while ago and it's like, what happens when love is not enough?
Ooh. Love is never just enough, in my opinion.
Ever?
No.
Okay.
You want me to expound on that a little bit?
Yeah.
In relationships, love is a beautiful thing. However, it takes willingness. It takes flexibility. It takes communication. It takes compromise. It takes what Betty Wright said, I was learning my man while I was earning my man. It takes all of the things. Love is great. Love is not enough.
I was learning my man.
Love is not enough. It's not enough to hold any type of relationship together. Not business, not romantic, not platonic. It's not enough because we also have to have respect with that love. We also have to go back to the Bible and really get a full grasp of what love is. It's patient. It's kind. There's love, but are you patient? Are you also kind? When you've been stretched a lot, but now you're in this relationship and it requires you to be stretched a little bit more, are you willing?
Change my mind.
When you love me, but in this moment you don't like me a lot, can you still show up? Will you still consider me?
Can you still be kind? Can you still be kind?
Because how many times have you had to be a different version of yourself in a situation with somebody that you loved and you later on was like, I really didn't even have to do all that. You loved them, but was it enough in that moment?
Still to this
Was
day.
love enough in that moment? It ain't enough.
That's crazy.
I've had to walk away from a relationship where I was proposed, engaged to be married because we came from two different backgrounds and we learned love in two completely different ways. I came from hard life, streets. You came from being the only child, your grandmother's baby, your mama's baby, never having to get out there and be a man. Love is not enough. For me, we're wasting energy on arguing over things that don't hold any weight. When we start losing parents and we start losing ourselves and we start having children, like, love ain't enough.
It's not.
When stuff going on at work, but I still have to show up in a relationship, love is not enough. Now do I have the capacity? I love you, but today go, please.
That's crazy. This is
please
wild. This is
go away
wild.
from me with this madness.
It's wild because I literally just ended something that could have been something, but in that space of you, there are two major things that you couldn't show up for me for: spirituality, sexual intimacy.
Yeah.
You could not show up for me in that moment. In the spirituality, I just decided at an early going into it, I'm not about to combat that, nor am I about to try to convert you.
Right.
But how do you show up for me, church boy from Acres Home? How do you show up for me when, and I said this to him, and I said, my faith alone can't battle both of our spiritual warfare.
Yes.
But what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So then in turn,
when I only got 20%, can you
my mama only
carry
raised me
80?
on 2 cheeks. 1, 2. I ain't turning nothing else. Third time I'm upside your head.
See, and we can't do that.
Yeah,
you got to
called
be in the
assault
classroom
now.
for the kids, which we gonna get to, but readjust. we can't put our hands on people.
We can't.
And when listen, I've had guys like approach me one day, but they don't believe in God.
That was my first time ever.
For me,
that was my first time ever.
What?
So, scenario that provided. Right?
Okay.
Scenario that I provided him because I needed to know more.
Yeah.
Give me a little more insight. Again,
Right.
church boy, godfather, uncle,
Yeah.
namesake, pastor, dad, deacon, in the treasurer, mom, usher board director. I'm in the praise. Church boy, right?
Yeah.
So, a couple of years ago, I was given a scenario. Dominique, if God is telling you to go to this place, said place God is telling you that is it's dangerous in there.
Yeah.
But I need you to go to receive whatever it is that you need to receive, or to be a light or be a vessel for someone.
Yeah.
Do you choose faith or do you choose reality? And reality is, man, nah, God told me it's crazy over there. What I'm going over there for?
The building on fire. Why would I walk through there?
Gave that scenario to said person, and said person said, I'm choosing reality. And for me, it was just like, Dominic, you can't. You can't combat that, because your faith, size of a mustard seed, just this big alone, that's your breakthrough over there.
Because the building on fire, but I promise you, I'm coming out without a burn.
Generational curses that's going to be broken if you go there.
Yeah.
It's so many things that could happen if you just believe in God and go there.
Yeah. Because how many times have I walked through a fire and I ain't got a burn mark?
How many times have I walked through a fire, been through a fire, went through the storm, and said, God, why? Growing up, you don't question God.
No.
But as an adult, no.
I got a few questions.
I'm a little educated.
I got
I'm
a
just
few
gonna
questions.
word it a little differently. God, what is it that I need to? What is it that I need to see?
I'm not gonna question you and your authority, but I do have a few questions.
What is it in that building that is going to bless me?
Yeah.
What in that building is going to take me to the next level? I'm looking for elevation in Q4 2025 going forward. What in that building? He may not give you an answer.
You know what my question be? Who do you need me to be when I come out from the other side of that building? Because I know it's going to come with change. I know you're not sending me through that to come out the same person. Who do I need to be on the other side of that building? Where do I need to go?
Am I ready to be that person?
Not am I just ready, am I prepared too? Because people get readiness and and preparation confused.
Derek Cole say he's pruning me. He's preparing me.
So be ready.
But in that preparing state, where's your mind at?
Yeah.
My friend group, we have a Thursday night prayer call. The month of August.
Y'all need to add me on the call. I need to be in the room. Put me on the main line. If y'all out here praying, genuinely with intentions to the same God I serve, let me put that out there. Put me on the main line.
You gotta have friends that's like, we can turn up.
We can. I'm praying on the way to the club.
Glorilla album fire, but do you not? Maverick City album fire too. What's this Caucasian girl, Madison? I'm just being hooked onto her. Madison, someone. I find
send me the
I send it to you. I'm just like, oh, this is full-fledged worship.
Yeah.
Like, God, I devour.
Yeah.
Sometimes we as kids we never really understood what it meant to put it at the hem of his garment. I'm laying prostrate right here.
Yeah.
And I want friends that can we can praise. We can
I don't want to have to announce that I'm about to speak about God no matter where or when. I needed to be. Hey
guys, we're speaking about God. Is that okay?
No, I don't. I needed to be included in the flow of our friendship. I need fellowship to be included in the friendship.
Yeah, for sure.
And when it comes to dating, I can't date somebody that don't believe in God, because my hopes, prayers, and desires is that whoever my partner is, when he loved me, he's loving me through the eyes of which God loves me.
In the state that I was in, only thing that reassured my heart and my spirituality is that he wanted, he really do love people.
Yeah.
And he wanted just the world to just love each other. And it was a beautiful thing. And you grow up and you like, okay, I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
Everybody go to church.
What about that moment when you feel like you, even if it was for a millisecond, where you almost was like, I can convince him. He gonna see my love for God. He gonna want it. Did you have that moment?
Maybe a day or two.
Okay.
Maybe a day or two.
I was gonna say, don't lie.
No, maybe a day or two, because then I start realizing I want to be a warrior for God. I want to be a protester for God. I want to be a spokesperson for God. But I also want to be that person for people who is open-minded to receive.
Right.
The church is a lot.
Right. It's a lot.
I want to be able to go to the streets and be like,
yeah,
what's your relationship with God? Do you know him? Right? But at the same time, that person has to be open-minded to receive what I'm receiving. And I don't want to also be judgmental, because then that's going against the will of God to judging this person based off what they believe. So I was torn for a minute, but then I just realized, like, I'm not going to combat that.
Yeah.
Like,
it be that moment of acceptance.
Hopefully you see what God is doing in my life, that you, Thanksgiving, and we can date this at this. Thanksgiving, we at brunch, and I was like, what you thankful for?
Oh, y'all was doing holidays together. Okay. Get into it so we could wrap him up, send him by this way.
Thanksgiving, I say, what you thankful for? We had this conversation. I say all these things that I'm thankful for. Yeah. Everything I mentioned God. Everything. I'm thankful for God for this. I passed my principal certification.
Yes.
Well, the first part.
We claiming the second part too.
Amen. All these things I'm naming, he names his things. And I'm just like, okay, cool. Sounds beautiful. Mm-hmm. Who do you give that to? Yeah. And his answer was my drive and my determination.
See why love ain't enough?
I still wasn't doing it.
Because out of 365 days, how many days do we really have drive and determination? I'm going to say 150. The rest is faith. And the rest is, I don't want to go back to where I came from.
Amazing man. Let's really do this. Amazing.
Two things can be true at once. Amazing person, being. Just not in alignment with where I'm called to go. I wish you well. We still friends. Great. Look, because I'm Capricorn, moving right along. Next. I understand, I accept, I can detach, I can release.
And I can see you for
and I still love you. And want nothing but the best for you. You just can't do it over here.
Yeah.
Thank you in somebody's seat, please. Please.
This whole time. In somebody's seat.
If we have ever dated, you have heard me say you are either gonna be in my wedding or at my wedding. You get to choose. You either my husband or you in my husband's way. I'm gonna need you to choose.
I'm with that. But you either you in my wedding, you at my wedding.
We could be friends, meaning we don't have to take this a step further.
Okay.
Or you understand who I am, whose I am, and what I'm here for. And if you know, but you don't have the capacity to withhold that, that's cool too. Accept that fate and move, please.
I question. You have a strong sense, Sunny. You're a strong woman. What you gonna do for Mama for real?
For real.
For real. What you gonna do for Big Mama for real? But what happens when you're not in that strong state and you find someone that, like, has that been a deal breaker for some men for you? Like, oh, you real strong, like you real independent.
I wouldn't say it's been a deal breaker. I'll say what I have run into is that when I'm experiencing moments of like vulnerability and moments of weakness, I don't shy away from them, but I don't display it in a way that a man may want me to display it. I could literally tell you, I'm heartbroken. I'm depressed right now. Like something on me heavy. Like I don't have to be hysterical. I don't got to be sliding down the wall because I'm also a person that mindset is built on logic. Right now, I am broken. Right now, I don't know. I need you to hold me. But it may not look like how they expect a woman to look like when she's going through something like that. And I have experienced that being intimidating for a man. Because I can come to you and tell you, while it may not look like it, I ain't all right now.
So does that make that man not strong if he chooses not to deal with what is intimidating him?
In my opinion, the only thing that makes him not strong, and I'm just saying that's the words you use, is if he present himself as if he could when he know he can't. It's okay if you can't.
Be honest up front.
Be honest. You don't gotta fake it for me.
Yeah.
I understand that I have a cup that it takes a lot to fill. I'm not too much. I just may be too much for you. And that's okay. So I do experience that sometimes. And it be one of those, once I'm gone, I realized it now. Well, baby, Sugarfoot.
Baby, you are gone.
It's too late.
Yeah. We've done this.
It's too late. So I'm gonna get into how me and Dom met, y'all. Okay. Me and Dom met. I don't know about you, but for me, an ex person in my life.
What?
An ex person, not an ex as in dated.
No. I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Y'all no longer friends?
No. Shortly after, you and I had a call when I was in said person's hometown or city. Some things had happened, and I gained so much respect for you in that moment because I didn't know the games that were being played. You and I had a phone conversation. You said, "Hey, I'll have him call me. Wrap it up." That was the beginning of the end of our friendship. Probably a few weeks later after that, it got a little physical. Friendship was over. Dom, sit back, relax. Relax. We met. We had a mutual counterpart, and we were at a little Houston spot. I don't want to tell y'all because y'all already be there and it already be too packed. That's why I don't go no more. We was at a local spot having drinks. This mutual friend said he had a guy friend coming or whatever, and Dom walked in. He was fly. He was feeling good in the vibe. Now we immediately started talking shit to each other because we had this energy. Yep, it was light. It was love, but it was also like, I'm her, and he like, well, I'm him. And we like, well, we them then. So what? So we had to argue real quick, but we got on real fast. And one of the last things I told that said ex-mutual person is, you wasn't even the one supposed to be my friend. I said, you wasn't even the one that was supposed to be my friend.
Let's be clear that this is news.
Yeah, it's news. We've never had this conversation before.
I literally thought that y'all were still friends.
No.
Wow.
No. It's a few weeks after that phone call, that short call that you and I had, that was the beginning of the end. And it was easy for me to walk away from that friendship. Once you get older, you learn a lot in friendships. We love friends on a much deeper level than we probably will ever love in our romantic relationship. So when you know for sure and God say like, hey, it's a wrap, you can it's much easier to walk away because you've given everything. You've given everything. So we met, and we've stayed in contact, by way of social media and things like that. Just watching from afar. But I admire the man that you are. Outside of people just seeing like the fun, the turn up, whatever. I've been able to see that you're so much like more than that. So I admire the man that you are. But that's why I told him, I said, you wasn't even supposed to be my friend. You actually introduced me to who probably supposed to be my friend. And went from there. Real. But that's how we met.
That is definitely how we met.
That's how we met.
Shout out to that individual.
Blessings. There's no malice, but we don't have room for each other in our lives.
No capacity. Yeah. No capacity.
That's it.
Yes, we were at said local bar, and we had a few said drinks.
Yes, we had a blast that night.
And we had some banter. yes. But I think we were at another bar in Houston, and I think we had a conversation about, and I told you, I said we were at, I don't want to say the name, but I want you to remember where we were at. It's multiple different rooms in said place.
Okay. Gotcha.
We were there, and
yes.
I said, I don't know what God is calling you to do.
Yeah.
But God is calling you to be more than where, like, 'cause at that time you had the cream and all of that, and the oils and the lotions. I was like, that's something else for you. Yeah. And then is when you said, well, would you support or would you be a guest? I didn't know if you had started the podcast before then.
Nope.
But if it was in the works.
I gotta be careful because I just be loosely throwing stuff out there, and God be like, okay, babe.
I got some. I can talk, right? But it's crazy how God brought you from where you were, and I always consider the story of Job.
One of my favorite books.
Job lost everything, but it wasn't because of who Job was.
Yeah.
God used him as a vessel for the entire community. Job lost everything. Not saying that you did, but you lost a few things.
Yeah. I had to be willing to give up quite a bit. Yeah.
And I overheard you in another conversation.
Yeah.
He ran you out your house.
Yeah.
Job was ran out his house. Job lost everything and was giving everything back tenfold.
Yeah.
So I just pray in this moment that God gives you, he gave you the vision.
Yeah.
Very simple, right?
Yeah.
Very clear,
Yeah.
right?
Run the
He
play.
gave you the vision, and I hope that God allows you to exceed.
Yeah.
I hope that he is exceeding and abundantly doing whatever it is that he needs to do for you in this season.
Yeah.
Sometimes people be like, you can't be selfish with God. No, God is my God.
Yeah, mine.
He's mine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Call him on your own time. He mine.
I'm so sorry that I pray a selfish prayer.
Yeah.
But I need you to
for
look
me.
for me in this moment.
And I need to get more selfish in my prayer life and in my acts of God. Crazy part is I did this, how many years ago, Mika? 7, 8 years ago? 7, 8 years ago, I was a radio host, had a talk show host, live audience, live band, all that. We had a hurricane, messed up the studio. I took that as my opportunity to run and hide. Because I always knew the power associated, like, to my life, to my testimony. But I never wanted to be in the spotlight. Never wanted to be in the center of attention. I don't like being, like, I don't. And that was some things I had to learn through, like, childhood, trauma, drama, all that, not being seen as a child. So as an adult, I'm like, don't put me out there, babe. Put me in the bag. Put me in the back corner. I want to be low-key, chill,
That's so
out the way. Crazy part is this was my same producer that many years ago. Same, that many years ago. God had already been making it clear the last 2-3 years. If you don't go do what I told you to go do, I'm about to give you something to cry for. Ran me out of my home and my business.
Divine connections.
Yeah.
I don't know if you went to school for communications, but I went to school for communications.
I went to school for accounting.
My undergrad, I started off at Prairie View A&M. I see Mr.
TSU.
Mr. TSU with that head on. But, you know, it's cool.
It's all right.
I go to y'all homecoming and turn up too.
Right.
Like I went
So thank you for having me.
Out.
Right.
Why not? Right?
Why not?
See you on the 26th on the hill. Went to Prairie View for communications, focused on broadcast.
Yeah.
Transferred my junior year for a Dan Rather scholarship to Sam Houston State, where I graduated. First semester at Sam Houston, I changed like, I don't like my voice. It's too high, it's too pitchy. I don't want to be in the limelight. I want what you just said. I want to be in the back.
Yeah.
So I changed from broadcast to public relations. Let me deal with constituents and clients. This year alone, in 2024, I have been asked to be a part in this space creatively 3 or 4 times. I think this is like the 5th time. I'm like, God, what? I want to be behind the scenes. I'm not no photographer. I can do. I can probably do Mika job. Email me. Let me put the schedule together. You got a 10.
I got a
you got
PowerPoint,
11:45.
right.
I can do that. But to be in the limelight, and it's just like, our plan is never. And it's hard, bro. It's really hard.
I told me if I come, I ain't wearing no shoes. Never.
Come on, Fantasia. Okay. No shoes. But no, it's crazy how our minds be blown and our plans be blown based off what we think it is. But then when you push to the point of I tell people all the time, you got to be uncomfortable for things to
You
burn.
got to.
You can't. I'm now at a job. I did a whole Instagram post. I ain't never cried on Instagram in my life.
I saw you.
I saw
you.
Let me tell you the reason why I did it. Y'all, I'm a teacher full time.
Yes.
I teach the kids.
Full-time educator. Yes.
Okay. So y'all know why I be.
Please nurture and love on them, because these can't be the same children of our future that Auntie Whitney Houston spoke about.
Nippy.
Can't be.
These can't be the kids. Full-time teacher. I was at a school. Was there for 3 years. I felt like my assistant principal, who had then just transferred from the classroom to her assistant principal role at the same school, rooting for her like, girl, yes, we wanted you. We wanted you. She started messing with me.
We got to stop abusing our authority, y'all.
Strike one.
Yeah.
when Dominic Nelson fingers start to touch the keyboard, you would think I went to law school.
Yeah.
Man, don't ever play with me. And we talk about the box that a certain demographic of people want to keep you in.
Right.
So it literally, as a teacher, you in this district, you had until June 25th to relinquish your duties of the contract for the previous year. Mm-hmm. Principal called me June 24th. I'm teaching summer school.
Yeah.
He was like, "Can you come today?" I'm like, today I don't even know what school it is. Let me do some research.
Right.
Go home. I'm like, I'm about to take a nap. Someone told me to call HR in my current district. I said, when is the last day that I can leave my contract with no penalties?
Right.
They said today at midnight.
Oof.
All right, let me call him back.
Yeah.
Hey, sir, thank you so much for calling me. I can definitely meet you today. Are you available still? Cool. I go down to North Houston, and he give me the job on the spot. Walk out of there crying. Man, he's a man of God. Walk out of there crying like, dog, God, what is when I tell you, ending last school year, my work best friend, new job. The associate principal that protected me got his own school, no positions for me to transfer. All my safe havens was leaving. I'm like, I'm going to be at
I
this
say I'm
school.
fleeing the flock. What you going to do?
Anxiety on 10.
Yeah.
So in my mind, and I still to this day think that was God telling me you need to go.
And now I've created a safe window for you to go.
Yes, it's safe there in new district in the new school.
Yeah.
But God, what am I here? What am I here for? I'm still because in my mind I thought my work was done.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, he blessed me with this new job. I'm about to walk into the fly.
Right.
I've been doing it for 11 years. I can do this in my sleep.
Yeah.
When I tell you these said kids are so low that I am really, really, I ain't never worked this hard as a teacher in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, God, you brought me here. What did you bring me here for? But to segue back to what we were talking about, I can't be comfortable and be blessed. My next level is elevation. I want to be an assistant principal. You see, hey.
Will be.
Okay. Bless me.
Will
okay?
be.
Will be. You got to change your language.
Will be.
You got to change your language. My next level is assistant principal.
Come on now.
I just need to figure out what in this season is that I need to learn. What is it from this school that I need to grasp so that I can use moving forward?
You know how you learn that?
But I couldn't learn that.
Be 100% in it. Shoes off. Be exactly where your feet are. You don't need to figure out. You just need to be there, and he gonna show you. He gonna show you.
I feel like sometimes I do try to manipulate God.
We do, of course.
God, what is
because you ain't really say that you said kind of.
But to be all in.
All the way. Don't worry. Don't have one foot in and one foot out worrying about where I'm taking you next. I need you to be here right now.
And focus on this right now.
I'm going to show you next. This is the first time, and I'm going to say that this is the first time in my life, because I'm very logical, very strategic. I need to know who going, where we going, what's the itinerary, where we stopping on the way. Are we stopping on this exit? I need to know.
Are we going to Buc-ee's?
Are we going to Buc-ee's? Are we parking on the front side or on the back? How many people getting out the car? You watching the... Let me take my bag. Don't worry about it. This is the first time in my life where God took me through the ring. I'm talking about turned me every way but loose in the last 4 years. He been telling me to let my other business go. But I'm like, it's successful. It's flourishing. Two things could be true at once. Of course it's successful. He put his hands on it. But now he said, go. I did not want to do this. Not because I can't. It's easy to do this. I did not want to. I told Mika the first day, hey, I think we was 5 minutes getting on the call. I was about to quit. I was about to call it off because what y'all late for? What we late for? What we doing? I quit. Don't worry about it. I did not want to do this. God said, I need you to go where you called, not where you comfortable. I need you to go where you call. And I need you to be willing to go without the details, without all the facts, without knowing who going to be there, without knowing what's next, without knowing. I just need you to go. Find out when you get there. Show up, no expectations other than to do what I ordered you to do. This is the very first time in 33 years where I have shown up 100% in a space and I truly know what it means to let God order your steps, I don't know the next step because the order ain't been fulfilled yet. I don't know what I'm talking about in the next episode. I'm going to know when the person walk in the room because God going to plant the seed.
But I feel like you strategically, well, not you, God, strategically put it in your spirit to act certain people.
Yeah. Because I let him order the steps.
And I thank you that you allowed me to be in this space with you, right?
Yeah.
You ain't got to know.
I don't know.
I don't know what next look like for me, but I know that there's a next.
I've never been so at peace with not knowing until I realized, why you need to know if he the one got all the... Why are you taking on the stress of knowing the plans, rolling out the plans, cleaning up the mess? Why do you want that stress just to say, I did it? I don't need the credit, God.
And I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to tell you where, and it was just recently, honestly. It was just recently last week before last. I went to go listen to Pastor Reginald Sharp from Fellowship Baptist in Chicago.
Okay.
He was preaching at my church anniversary on a Thursday. The message was about how Simon went out into the water. Fisherman, well-known fisherman. I do this thing. God, what you telling me? I do this.
Yeah.
God say, never caught nothing. God say, well, go out in the deep, in the dark. Go out in the deep. The deep.
Well, I ain't never swam in the deep.
Where nobody can see you. And go in the dark where you don't have no distractions.
Y'all gonna make me run around this room. Yeah.
The third thing was, and go when you've been dropped. And I'm sitting there like, girl.
She be doing the math like, okay,
Pastor Shaw, what does drop mean? So he goes into it, right?
Yeah.
Drop means
learn me something right quick.
When all the thoughts have left your mind, when everybody has went against everything that you have said, when the plan does not work, that is when what is dropped. Go to the deep.
Yeah.
Go in the dark.
Mm-hmm. And go now.
And go when you have been dropped.
Yeah.
God said, Simon said, in my mind, Simon saying, but I do this every day, God. Like you're not a known fisherman. I do this every day.
Yeah.
He said, drop your net. Drop your net.
Yeah.
And he told Peter, he said, sometimes you drop your net and you're not even catching what is really for you.
Because it's the difference in catching something and catching what...
Because you didn't go into the deep. You didn't go in the dark. And you didn't drop your net when you have been dropped. Yeah. You dropping your net too early.
Too early.
So that's what you're catching is not for you. And I put in my mind, Dominique, what baggage are you holding that's not yours?
Drop it. I told my best friend this morning, I was talking to her on my way upstairs. She called me just to tell me how proud of me she was. She said, I've watched you lose so much in this last year. She said, I don't even want to say lose. I've watched you have to relinquish and release. She was like, I have watched you also in this last year give everything that wasn't yours back to who it belonged to. That's your stress? Here you go. That's your problem? Here you go. Give it back, because sometimes we be so enthused that we caught something. How about you caught something that wasn't yours? Why you think it's so heavy? Why you think it's so hard to carry it? Why you think you steady have all these follow-up questions with God? It ain't yours.
Simon didn't have no follow-up questions because he went the next day. When God showed up the next day, he went in the dark. He went in the deep. And he dropped his net when he had been dropped. That next day had a school of fish in his net that was meant for him.
For you. Because it's different when it's for you. Obedience.
I ain't never been taught Simon in that way.
Me neither.
I'm just like, ooh.
Yeah.
We talking about nets. I'm talking about things on my back. Like, I'm carrying it. But however you carry your net, wherever you carry
it,
carry things that's for you. Yeah. So for years you wanted to dib and dab in these all these other businesses, and you were successful in that season.
Yeah.
But God is telling you to be in this.
Yeah.
I can honestly say I was nervous because the questionnaire told me, like, what about your childhood do you want to talk about? And I'm like, I had a normal childhood. I said, so I put open.
Yeah.
Because I was open because I knew who you were.
Yeah.
And where in the vibe, for lack of better word.
Yeah.
The vibe of your podcast. This is not they recording us right now, but this is literally
this just
So that means that you are in your natural state.
Right. I'm here, y'all. I'm here.
In your natural state, and you gotta walk in this.
And I'm ready, and I'm willing, and I'm prepared, and
this is
team
what's
makes a big difference. That's what makes it uncourt. There is no script. There is none of that. But team too. God blessed me with a team, and we still figuring out a lot of stuff. And I told them, let's just figure it out. I don't want to go into this like we gotta have it all figured out in the beginning. No, God allowed me to see a glimpse of this 7-8 years ago, so I can go into it, new but with experience, with hindsight. But let's figure it out as we go. Let's actually grow with this thing. Like, I do better when I get to be a part of development. I was like, let's develop this thing so that I could be like feet off, feet grounded, 10 toes in what God is calling me to do right now. So I thank you for coming as well. We have this thing that we do at the end of every podcast. It happened. Now what? What is something that has happened that either requires action from you, that you've been procrastinating on, or you've been given clarity on? What is something that has happened, and now what?
Say it again.
What is something that has happened that either you have been given clarity on, you've been procrastinating on, or you know that it caused you to take action on? It happened, now what?
Okay. What has happened? I don't want to change your verbiage of your slogan. I think for me, what needs to happen.
Okay, well, that's good too.
What needs to happen is I need to holistically see God for who He is. I need to walk in the calling that He has for my life.
What made you feel that way?
Because going by life by Dominique ain't working.
So that's it happened.
Okay, it happened. So I had a wake-up call.
There you go.
Okay. I had a wake-up call that where it was in my mind, I believe that the work stopped when I was being blessed. I got a new job. The timing of everything got good bit. But now I'm at this.
That's when overtime is called.
With no payment. But you get the ultimate.
Not immediate pay. Okay? Right. Yeah.
Amen. So I'm realizing that work still has to be done. You just don't get blessed because God saw you in a storm and now He's blessed you and removed you from that and moved you somewhere else. This is still a storm for me.
Yeah.
I am in a stormy season. Second part. Remind me what.
Now what?
Now I have to, because of what you said to me today, I have to be present in this moment.
Yeah.
And not try to figure out my next. I have to be present to understand that I'm not at this school for no reason. I'm here for a reason. I have to figure out what that reason is. Yeah. But even in figuring out, I got to make sure that these kids are prepared for the real world and how they move forward. I think there's a lot of teachers. Like I said, I am a full-time teacher. I think there's a lot of teachers that do it for a paycheck. And I do it because I really love to do it.
I'm going to go beyond that before we close out. You said you had a normal childhood. Not too many people can say that. You were planted in this new space with these kids because they're innocent until further notice. You get to love them, teach them, nurture them, guide them from a place of as close to normalcy as we can get in this day and time. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Kids a lot of times are being taught from a place of projection. I'm not going to say you didn't experience things, but you don't have much to project from your childlike ways. Most adults are projecting from unresolved childhood things. You get to go in there and just be. And kids don't get to experience that enough, which is why they are forced to be too grown too soon, and then we quick to tell them to stay in a child's place.
Yeah.
You took them out of a child's place a long time ago. Treat them
They're
accordingly.
being adults at the. And
I was one.
And it's crazy that you say that, because on the way here, my apprehensions of what this conversation would be. My best friend is all the way in Cape Town, Africa.
Yeah.
She's there for a therapist retreat.
Yeah.
And I was like, best friend, I ain't got no horrible childhood. I had some daddy issues. Whoop-de-woo. We figured it out as adults.
Yeah.
And she said, Dominique, that's the beauty in your story. I never looked. I was like, I ain't got no.
That's the story.
That's the story, that I was able to truly be who I was, and I am grateful with the foundation that was created for me. Now, have life wavered? And
Right, of course.
Of course. Shout out to my parents.
Yeah.
Shout out to my mom, who has been my best friend in the toughest seasons, who have showed me unconditional love. Shout out to my father for his tough love.
Yeah, because we need that sometime.
For his foundation of taking me to church. Shout out to my aunts and uncles who hold me down. Like, that foundation of, I live a life that's not.
Yeah.
You get me? Like,
yeah.
And I thought that's where we were going to go. But we
go where the Lord takes us.
I live a life that some people may seem and believe that's not pleasing to God, but I can only be who I am.
That's it.
But my number one thing with being Dominique is I'm never going to go against the foundation or disrespect the foundation that my family, my parents, my siblings have put forth for me. They was here way before. Way before me.
Yeah.
So I got to do what's right by them.
Yeah.
And some people in the lifestyle may think that, oh, you're not living in your truth.
Yeah.
I have a business outside of me. Being a teacher, I'm a hairstylist, so shout out to me. Look at me. My business is Be Unique.
Yeah.
And I can't live in that if I'm not truly being. But that's who Dominique is.
Right.
Be you, Dominique. Neat.
Yeah.
And that's just who I am as a person. So shout out to everyone that has shaped me in this moment. Shout out to you for allowing me to be on this podcast. Shout out to your team for their hospitality. I hope that God blesses you with everything it is that you want and desire. I hope that he makes you uncomfortable and continues to make you uncomfortable for you to birth people in this situation and bring people and give them the platform to speak. You have a story, and there's so many other people that have a story that the world needs to hear.
Yeah.
This is the entry level.
Yeah.
I don't know if you consider this entry level. I don't want to downplay this.
No, it's entry.
But this is a level. This is an entry level.
Entry.
And I hope that God just exceeds you above your thoughts. The Bible says exceedingly abundantly above all that we think or hope for.
Yeah.
We can think, we can hope, but we won't. We know He reminds us that His word is going to bring us past all of that.
We're going to end it right there, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Uncourt Conversation. Thank you so much for being open and willing to come and be flexible on this platform. You know, you can check out all 4 episodes on YouTube. Check out Dominique, Be Unique. We'll be sure to tag all of his information. Go get y'all hair did, because y'all know we like our hair and stuff to be done.
Tell y'all husbands and y'all side niggas stuff. Get y'all hair done.
Please,
for sure.
Because how you got a man and your hair not done? Thank you. And help the teachers that help you love on these babies. They are the children of our future, which scares me a little bit, but it ain't too late. We still got hope.
We still have time.
We do. Thank you to all of our sponsors that sponsored this episode. Again, you've been tuned in with Uncourt Conversations with Sunny. We are out until the next episode. Bye.
Sunny, again, just thank you for allowing me to be on this platform with you. I hope and pray that God exceedingly and abundantly bless you with whatever it is that you need for this to be on a bigger spectrum. Yeah. This is amazing what you're doing. You're giving people an opportunity to tell their story. So this toast is for elevation, and this toast to just being you unapologetically.
Yeah. Come on to elevation.